My name is Jyoti of Standard 8 and this is my project, Model on Verb. The word that shows action, possession, relation and state of being is called verb. For example, the boy is dancing in the field. Here dancing is the verb. On the basis of nature, the verb is divided into two parts, finite verbs and not finite verbs. Finite verbs are those verbs that obey the rules and regulations of the tense. For example, my brother loves to eat chocolate. Non-finite verbs are those verbs that do not obey the rules and regulations of the verb. For example, my brother loves to eat chocolate. The main difference between the finite and non-finite verb is finite verbs changes according to the person and number of the subject, while non-finite verb does not changes according to the person and number of the subject. Finite verb changes according to the tense of the subject, but non-finite verb does not changes according to the tense in the sentence. The non-finite verb is furtherly divided into three parts, participles, gerunds and infinitives. The base form of the verb preceded by two is called infinitives. For example, my brother loves to eat chocolate. Some verbs such as hear, watch, feel, help, let do not used with to. Such constructions are called bare infinitives. Some bare infinitives are used after modal auxiliaries such as may, could, might, ought to, etc. For example, you should always speak the truth. The ing form of the verb using as a noun is called gerund. For example, swimming is her hobby. The participle is a word formed from a verb and using as an adjective is called participle. For example, there were many trees laden with fruits. The boy seems interesting. On the basis of a structure, the verb is classified into two parts, transitive verb and intransitive verb. Transitive verbs are those verbs that have objects after them. For example, the sun dipped behind the mountain. Intransitive verbs are those verbs that do not have requires objects to complete their sense. For example, the sun rises in the east. On the basis of working, the verb is categorized into two parts, modal verbs and auxiliary verbs. Modal verbs are a type of helping verbs because they are used after an ordinary verb. For example, he, may, could, might, ought to, shall, will, etc. Auxiliaries or auxiliary verbs help in making tense, passive forms, negatives and questions. For example, is, are, am,